We are back at it again. What is up, family? I hope all is well. Today, we're going to learn about chakras. If you've been feeling tired lately, if you've been feeling drained and low on energy, it might have something to do with your body's natural energy centers, aka your 7 chakras. It might be some imbalance that you're not aware of that's actually holding you back from performing at work, from actually going throughout the day with energy, with your kids, with your family. There may be some imbalance that you're not aware of. So if this sounds like you, then stay tuned. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of the chakra system, and you'll understand more effectively how to raise your energy levels so that you can maximize your day, maximize your potential. And you'll learn how to do that through chakra balancing. Now, if you are interested in learning more life hacks to help you discover your greatness and truly tap into your potential so that you can create the life of your dreams, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified once I post a video every week. So learning about chakras absolutely changed my life. I found out about them at a time in my football career when I was playing in the NFL and I was going through these injuries, and I felt like I was getting injured all the time. My knee was banged up. I was disappointed with my performance, and I was really disappointed overall. I wasn't in good health. And it got to a point where I was looking for answers. I was looking for, spiritual answers. And I was introduced to Reiki. And for those who don't know what Reiki is, Reiki healers are healers who have a great understanding of the chakra system and are able to feel and tell when certain chakras are in balance, when they're not working effectively. And like I said, these chakras, another word for them, are energy centers. Chakras also actually derives from a term that means a wheel, a disc. So literally, when our chakras are in balance, our wheels aren't spinning correctly. And if you can imagine a tire on a road, when that wheel is not working, the car is not able to drive effectively. And so we're going to go into more detail on actually what chakras are. But when I found out about this, I had to try it out. I was looking for answers, and I actually got my first Reiki session, and I felt great afterwards. So great that I started to tell my teammates about it. So great that once I stopped playing, my last year in the NFL, once I stopped playing, I actually got certified to be a Reiki instructor myself. So I am certified and learned myself how to be able to detect and feel when certain energies are imbalanced, not only in myself, but in others. So it's extremely, extremely important. I'm excited to share more of it with you all. Now let's talk about the chakras. There are 7 chakras, 7 energy centers. It starts at the base of our spine. We have the root chakra, we have the sacral chakra, we have the solar plexus, we have the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and we have the crown chakra. Now all of these are energy centers, and they govern certain organs and certain organ systems. For example, the root chakra governs our reproductive organs. Our sacral governs our digestive system, throat chakra. Our crown chakra governs our pineal gland, our pituitary gland, areas up in our head. And so each of these, when they're not in balance, it starts to affect how our body operates. It starts to affect our actual performance and our actual energy levels. And so one thing to understand is that when energy gets stuck in our body, it prevents flow moving into our higher centers, our higher chakras once you pass the heart. And so a lot of us spend time in these lower 3 chakras and we're stuck. And so we don't have as much energy flowing throughout our body. And so because of this, we lack energy. Because of this, we get tired quickly. We sleep longer and we still don't feel juiced up. But when we are in full balance, we are fully juiced up. It's kind of like if you think of a river and there are rocks, big old rocks in the river that is actually disrupting the flow of it. this is what happens when we are imbalanced. It's like rocks in our river. And what Reiki helps is it removes those rocks and allows that water to flow clearly. But the more we are imbalanced, the more those rocks truly affect the flow of our life. And so, how can we use this information to raise our energy levels? How can we use this information to really get in tune with our chakras and be better because of it? I'm gonna walk you through some steps. Okay, so the first step is understanding that we need to live in moderation. Overindulgence truly drains us. So if we were to look at the picture of the chakras, of the chakra system, if we were to look at those, the lower 3 chakras represent our survival instinct. It represents our ego, our need to survive. That's to reproduce, eat, and fight or flight. That aggressive nature to protect us so that we can survive and reproduce, eat, and like I said, protect ourselves, protect our family. Those lower 3 chakras are actually energy consumers. So they're fine when they are balanced. But when we overindulge in, for example, sexual energy, lust, that creative energy, that same energy that's used to bring life into this world, is actually being used every time we lust, every time we, if we're stuck watching pornography and masturbation and we're getting rid of our energy. It takes a lot of energy to do these things. And so when we're lusting a whole lot, our body is using our natural energy, our electromagnetic field, our body is using it in order to prepare itself to reproduce. And when we overdo it, we actually drain our energetic resources. The same with food. And this is a big problem with me, y'all. I have one of the things that I need to continue to get better at and be aware of is my gluttony. I can eat a lot, but when we overeat, our body takes a whole bunch of energy to digest that food, and that really sits in our sacral chakra. So one of the areas I need to work on is my sacral chakra and continue to keep that in balance. But when we overeat, when we are over aggressive and we're over just fired up, angry, that also takes a whole lot of energy. If you ever seen an animal when they're getting ready to fight, the hair rises on their back and they get ready for war. It takes a whole lot of energy. So when we learn to just live in moderation, we can stop draining our natural energetic resources. Now the problem is a lot of us lives in survival and we're stuck in these lower 3 energy centers, and we overlust, we overeat, and we are over aggressive, we're angry, and we're ready for war. And when we do that, like I said, we drain our resources and end up having trouble getting through the day fully with a lot of energy. We need to cope or use different things like coffee just to keep us going. And when we're overboard, we live in that imbalance, and ultimately it affects our body's natural chemistry. And so we just need to recognize that we need to live in moderation. Overindulgence is what truly drains us. Now, the second thing that we want to recognize is that we can bless our chakras. So bless your chakras. That's another great way to increase the flow in it and to truly live a more energetic life. Now, what do I mean by blessing your chakras? Here's a key point that I want you to remember. Wherever energy flows, one more time, wherever our attention goes, energy flows. So if you understand that and you recognize that, if we were to close our eyes and we were to put all of our attention on these different chakras with intention, and we were to bless those chakras with intention by pouring love into those chakras, by shining our light and putting it into those areas with our attention, with our mind, we are actually building it up and putting more energy into those areas. So how this works, you can meditate, you can get super relaxed, calm your mind down, get from that beta state to that alpha state. If you don't understand what that is, then I'll leave a link to a video where I talk about keys to meditation. But you want to get to that alpha state. And when you get to that alpha state, you're able to more so focus. You put your attention on these different chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra. You spend time there. You put your energy into those chakras. You actually get that wheel moving again. This is what we mean when we say, as within, so without. A lot of us live so without. We live without and we live externally. But our true universe, or a lot of the universe, is within. We just need to spend more time there. And guys, I did not truly recognize this until I spent more time in these areas with my attention, with my energy. I didn't really feel the difference in these things. Even when I first got Reiki, even when I first started, when I got certified as a Reiki instructor, it wasn't until I started meditating more often and spending more time in my inner world that I was able to recognize the subtleties and the differences in my energy throughout the day, throughout the week. When you spend time there, you start to realize that there is a universe. There is true feelings that you can feel and sense when things are off, but you have to spend time there. So when you bless your chakras, you're spending time in those areas and noticing when things are off, and consciously and with intent putting love and light into those areas. The third thing that you can do to truly increase your energy levels and balance yourself is to spend time in your heart center. Now, when we talk about our heart center, this is the bridge between the higher chakras, the higher energy centers, and the lower energy centers. The heart is the middle point. That is the bridge. Many of us have not ever felt what it feels like to go past the heart center. We're stuck in the ego. We're stuck in this survival center. But when we spend time in our heart center and we truly heal what needs to be healed, and we truly get that wheel moving in our heart center, we're able to experience a whole new level of life, a whole new level of consciousness. But if we never cross that heart, then we won't feel it. And so a lot of us are imbalanced down here. And for those of us in the spiritual community, there's also another lane where you are imbalanced on the higher levels and you're not spending enough time in the lower survival centers. It's not bad to be down here. It only hurts when we overindulge in it. But I know when I first got into this and when I first started recognizing this, I was super imbalanced. I was super in my high centers, but I wasn't spending enough time in my lower chakras. I wasn't spending enough time in the ego. And so I was imbalanced and was getting a whole bunch of headaches, and different issues were coming up because of that. It wasn't until I truly recognized that the heart is the true mind. The heart is the true center. When we are born and we come into this world, the heart comes first. This is the first brain. This is the first mind that we have. And it's truly powerful. And what the heart represents is compassion, and it also represents acceptance. So it's an amazing place to spend time when we need healing. When there's blockages in our life, when there's blockages in our lower centers, our heart is what allows for the healing. And actually right now, what I want you all to do is to spend some time in your heart center. Just close your eyes for a second and put your hands on your heart. And just take some deep breaths and try to relax. And notice, just put all your energy and attention in the space where your heart sits and notice how you feel. Do this for about 2 minutes. You can pause this video if you want to. And after you do it, I want you to just type a comment in the section. Let us know what you felt. Maybe you don't feel anything. Maybe you feel something. But what I want you to do is just take some deep breaths. and focus on that area in your heart center. And you may not feel anything initially. I know when I first did, I didn't feel much. And that may be because you haven't spent enough time in your body to notice the subtleties of it. But the more time you spend inside, the more you'll be able to feel the subtle shifts in energy. But just do that for me. Spend some time here and leave a comment and let me know what you felt. It's super powerful. The heart is incredible. On the fourth thing that we can do in order to increase our energy levels through chakras is to invest in some crystals. Now, I didn't really know what crystals were initially, but I mean, if you've watched my videos, you see I always wear this here crystal quartz, this clear quartz, and I have some other crystals that I keep on me, mostly at all times. This is a lapis lazuli. I don't know if you can see this. It's a blue crystal, and it really represents your throat chakra. Every time that I'm speaking, I have this crystal somewhere around me, and it helps my throat chakra. It helps me to express myself. I have this here green aventurine, and this is the color of the heart chakra. It's good for heart healing. And if you see the picture of the chakra systems, you'll notice that all of them have certain colors. So if you want to help increase your energy levels and help cleanse your chakras, it's good to keep some crystals around you that represents those different chakras. And if you need a little bit of help, a good rule of thumb is the color of the crystal is usually the one that it helps represent and the one that it helps to heal. Now, like I said before, when it came to chakras in general, I did not fully feel what I was doing when I got the crystals. I believed that they worked, that they had some super benefits, but it wasn't until I spent time in my inner world to where I noticed the subtleties of the crystals and the effects that they have. So now, whenever I pick up a certain crystal, I can immediately feel the energy moving in those areas of my body. And it wasn't until, like I said, I spent time in there to where I was able to tell when those things happen. So I encourage you to do some research about crystals. They were formed from liquid that hardens up, and they have these effects. They have these benefits that truly help us in our life. Amethyst is another good one that I truly enjoy. And so the final step that I want to give you in order to help increase your energy levels is Reiki. Now, I'm not going to say every Reiki instructor you should trust. I would advise you that if you are planning on or thinking about getting Reiki and having someone actually go and clear the blockages within you, I would suggest that you look on the Yelp, see the reviews, get to know the person first maybe. I lucked up and the first one was amazing. The first Reiki instructor that I ever came to was amazing, and she truly helped me out. And we're still friends to this day. She's actually the one who certified me as a Reiki instructor. But Reiki is a very powerful, powerful, powerful therapy. It's a powerful healing mechanism, and it truly helps. It truly helps create that flow. It truly helps to remove those rocks that are stuck in our system. And now when we talk about chakras, y'all, I can do a 3-hour workshop on it. I know we don't have a whole lot of time now, so I'm kind of speeding through this information, but I encourage you to continue to do your research. I encourage you to tap into your own inner world, tap into your own chakra system and recognize the power within it. The more research you do on it, the more you'll start to see that when you look at different religions, when you look at astrology, when you look at these things, you'll recognize that all of those things exist within us. It's all telling a story about our inner world. And we can tap into that power when we recognize that the power is within. But we won't know until we spend time there. We do that with our mind, we do that with our attention, and we spend time in that self-love practice, and it works. And you'll start to feel that you have more energy throughout the day, and you'll start to move with intention. You'll start to recognize the subtleties and the flow of your energy. You'll start to recognize when you're imbalanced, and you'll know exactly where to go to rebalance yourself. If that's a word, rebalance, I think it is. You start to rebalance yourself and get yourself moving and flowing exactly how you intend to. And it'll help your relationships, it'll help your professional life, it'll help you be more creative. Oh, I'm just fascinated with the whole science of chakras. And so, with all of that being said, family, if you're still interested and you're excited about tapping into your chakra system, but you need a little bit of support, you can actually go down to my description. You'll find my Finding Your Zen guide. And this is really an effective meditation guide that is completely free to you, that you can use and download to learn a simple, effective way to meditate and learn how to get that practice going in your life. It's also a self-love practice. And so if you're interested, you can find the link in the description below, Finding Your Zen guide. Download it and let me know what you think. And with that being said, thanks for watching. Here's some other videos that you can check out that also will help you discover your greatness and will help you tap into that infinite power, that infinite potential, the infinite wisdom that exists within you. If this video resonated with you, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and share with someone you love who may need it. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.